Hey, hi, hello, and good afternoon. My name is Amanda, and welcome to Harmony Portal Tarot Live. It is Friday, everybody. Yes, Brandy Lynn, it's Friday. And I'm wearing one of these. I like these ones. Sometimes they annoy me, but a lot of times when I'm outside, I love them. I'm just realizing I let Wrigley actually borrow this once, and there's like a bunch of lint on here because he was dragging it along a wooden fence at baseball, and this was last year. Oh no! You gotta love the jump scare. Hopefully I'm not as scary as the I think they use the girl from The Exorcist as like jump scare. Hopefully I'm not that creepy. Hello Brianna, hello Brandy Lynn, hello everybody else. And just kind of in the spirit of shaking everything up around here, we're gonna be doing our free one card pull a little bit differently. Normally I do it for the first 20 minutes. Well, 20 minutes. You guys know I ramble anywhere from 15 to an hour, on some of those times. And then I usually allot about 20 minutes worth of readings. And again, I'm noticing I'm spending upwards of 30, 40, even close to an hour doing like the free one card pull. Not so much like lately, but probably I'd say month plus 2, 3, however many months it's been, just getting like where I'm just doing reading. So I'm gonna limit it to the first 20 people that enter the password. That's how we're gonna do it, at least today, and maybe kind of moving into the future. We still have our giveaway. We still have our drawing. We still have all the fun things. And of course, if you want your personal question answered, you can always send a donation to get that taken care of for yourself. Aw, you love the changes. Yeah, it's just me, giving without over giving. Well, you know what I mean. Because, yeah, I mean, I love you guys. I just want to give and give and give and give. You know how that is. Especially my mom's out there. We know how that is, right? Not just to our kids, but like to everybody. I just want to give to everybody, but I'm realizing it's weird because you would think it would be the opposite, but I'm realizing the more I give, the less I'm getting back in return as far as that energy exchange, which you would think somehow, some way that energy would find its way back to me, but it's just not anymore or lately. I don't know what it is. And time is money, you're right. And usually people value the things they pay for more than they value if it's just handed to them or given to them. Not saying you guys are unappreciative, but just like in general, you know what I mean? So, and I kind of look back at the readers that I visited before. If someone pulls me on one card or something, I almost, just me personally, I'm almost like, oh man, thank you so much. Now I want to also buy a reading and support what you're doing. Like I used to do that all the time, not like crazy all the time, but if I would visit, like I had a few friends, it was Jenna. She's had her like name changed a whole bunch of different times on here, and I actually lost contact with her. I don't even know how to get a hold of her anymore. I know her real name is Jennifer France, but I can't. She would change her tarot name so often, and I went through a while back and just deleted all of the pick a cards and tarot stuff off of my feed. And I accidentally deleted her, and I have no idea what she calls her channel anymore. But I used to get really great readings from her way back. We're talking like the end of 2021 going into 2022. It's been a minute. Oh, the bright orange cap speaks energy. Yeah, and it's really interesting because the yellows and oranges have been like grabbing my attention, and just I'm seeing a lot of yellow cars and orange cars out there. I don't know what it is, but it's like, that creative life force energy behind that sacral chakra energy, which is very orange, and then yellow of the solar plexus of gaining and feeling very confident. I'm loving it. I'm feeling it for this kind of midway point between spring and summer. So I figured I'd represent. My little patch is coming off a little bit. I gotta re-glue it. Well, this was an iron-on patch, and I ironed it and ironed it and ironed it, and it barely stuck. It's stuck in the middle, but the ears. And this is Ned, kind of a fictional character from 21 Pilots lore. If you want to know what he's all about, just check out the chlorine. Yes, you heard that right. Chlorine from the periodic table of elements, chlorine music video. And I forgot to mention, you guys, that 21 Pilots actually dropped a new single, their third single already from the new album, on April 25th. So it was the day I left for my reunion. I let Wrigley, not that he went to school late, but later than I normally let him go. Like I'll pull up to the thing and let him out and onto the playground and play with his friends for like 15, 20 minutes before school starts. Well, he got there about 15, 20 minutes before school started instead of a half hour to 45 minutes before school started because we wanted to make that 8 a.m. premiere of that music video. We got to watch it together before I left. It was so fun. And I actually really love it at first, like the first part of the song, and it's called, oh my gosh, why can't I think of Backslide. The first time I heard it, I wasn't really the biggest fan of like the first verse and kind of that bridge, but I loved the chorus and the part where he's like, it's over my head or something like that. I love that part, and especially kind of toward the end when it just goes into that part even more. I'm like, I love it. I love this song. So like, it's grown on me. And I think that's just what it's going to be, at least for these first 3 singles. I haven't just absolutely been obsessed right away like I was like a lot of the Trench era album music. I was just like instant love, instant love, instant love. And I'm not saying this is a bad thing for 21 Pilots. It's just because they have so many songs in their backlist that are like instant love and just like such healing, like powerful movements for me just to hear them. And even the new stuff, I'm kind of like, okay, does it compare to the old stuff? Yes, but it's different, but yet the same, but different. You guys know how that is. It's like you have your favorites by, you know, whoever your top artists are, and you're almost just kind of subconsciously comparing their new stuff to their old stuff. Enough to scared you enough after sprints. Oh yeah, a few times, but not too bad. Oh, thank you so much for the belated birthday wishes, Nikki. Yes, hello, Jessica Lynn. Yeah, time is money. Time is money, that's for sure. And Linda loves the yellow. Sorry, the orange. Hi, Linda. Hi, Florence. Probably should have specified the happy belated birthday was for Amanda. Your birthday was 4/28. Yes, it was. I share a birthday with Jessica Alba and Saddam Hussein. So there's that. Yep. It's really weird because like Hitler is born on 4/20, April 20th. And Saddam Hussein is 4/28. And it's really weird because I have a lot of similar placements with them, or like oppositions that are very similar to Saddam Hussein's chart and Hitler's chart. And I don't know, like at first I'm like, I don't want to have similar placements and sign, you know, my whatever in the same houses as these like psychopaths. But like, it's like that Moon Rahu conjunction or Moon North Node conjunction can make you like super out of the box thinker, like let's go beyond this realm, or it can make you like a cult leader. And hopefully I'm not giving cult leader energy here. So there's that. Yeah. Or it's like that like Messiah complex that people with Moon and Rahu can get. It's you thinking you're the only Messiah, so to speak. Or Moon Rahu, you realize, yes, I am but a fractal of the infinite creator, but so is everybody else. That's where I think a lot of these cult leaders drop the ball, is they think they're the one and only fractal of source, which they are not. Or one of a select few. No, we all are. We all are. Anyone with a true spirit is a fractal of the divine creator. Everybody. There's no one specialer, that's not even a word, specialer, more special than the last, but alas, in this realm, people create hierarchies left and right. Left and right, left and right. Oh, your birthday's also 4/28, which is why I remember. Oh, that's cool. Well, happy belated birthday to you too, Nikki. That's awesome. Yeah, I knew we had a few, Western Taurus suns, but Vedic Aries suns. Like my birthday would fall in the Aries realm for Vedic and Hellenistic or Babylonian astrology, which is like when you look up in the sky, that's the true placement of it. Which at first it was really hard to, I never really quite resonated with being a Taurus sun really thoroughly, but I didn't also resonate with being an Aries sun either. I much more feel that energy of the Virgo in my chart, which I just thought was because I had 2 placements there. And the Libra in my chart I had it's still Western Libra ascendant and Pluto exactly conjunct that ascendant, and also Jupiter in Libra. But in Western astrology, also Saturn is there as well. So I got a lot of Libra energy, which always resonated with me, but also so does Virgo, and finding out per Hellenistic or Babylonian astrology, which is what a lot of these controllers use as like the tried and true astrology for how they plan a lot of things. And you can actually see, you can predict better, I think, with Babylonian astrology, which is, I want to say, less than a degree off of your basic Lahiri sidereal Ayanamsha. But I now have started using the Fagan-Bradley Ayanamsha over on AstroSeek to get where the exact placement of the planet is. But if you want to get real into it, you can learn to draw up your own chart and do the mathematical calculations yourself, which I need to do. I feel like I need to do that. Just to be able to see it come to life on paper, I think would be really cool. Yeah, without calculating it or allowing a software to calculate it. You calculate it yourself by hand. I think that'd be really cool. Yeah, awesome. Thank you so much for the birthday wishes. Thank you, thank you. Hello, Maminka. Welcome, welcome. All right, so today we've got a little bit of people here. I'm just interested in other types of astrology, but need someone who is knowledgeable about it to show me things. I just don't have time right now to study it in full. Yeah, and that's kind of where I was. Well, I had time because I was a work from home mom. I had a photography business at the time in 2016 when I really got into astrology. And the first astrology I really got into was sidereal North Indian chart, Vedic astrology. And I had a great teacher, not personally, but just by watching Kapiel Raj or KRS channel, KRS Astrology's YouTube videos. And I just, I even ordered my chart through him and just knew where all my placements were. So then I'd go to his channel and search, what does moon in Gemini mean? What does moon in the 9th house mean? What does a moon Rahu conjunction mean? Rahu in the 9th house, Rahu in Gemini, your sun sign. And I'm just looking up all the placements because it's not just your sun sign that reflects, who you are. Because you could meet, 2 Taurus suns and they can be completely different people because they have different ascendants, different moon signs, different Venus signs, different Jupiter signs, and all the other planets as well. And when certain planets are in certain houses or conjunct other planets or forming a square or an aspect of some kind to another planet, it gives you a different flavor. It's like adding a pinch of this and a pinch of that ingredient wise. And, think of it this way. With flour, you can make cookies, you can make cake, you can make noodles, you can make bread, and they all taste totally different, but they all have flour in them, right? That's kind of how I look at it. But it's so fun to just dive in and learn what you can. And a lot of times, YouTube and Google can be your best friend because, where else are we going to get this information? It's not, especially like Babylonian astrology or Hellenistic astrology. I don't know too many books out there, at least, that are widely available without having to spend in, it's funny. I was like spending an arm and a leg, but on our trip up to my family reunion, I was just being funny. And instead of saying, oh, like housing prices or this or that costs an arm and a leg, I said, it costs a colon and a cooter. My sister, I think she about ran off the road laughing. I was just being silly and it kind of stuck. So now we're not saying it costs an arm and a leg. We're saying it costs a colon and a cooter. Don't ask me. I'm weird. You knew that though, right? At least those of you who've been around here a time or two, you knew I was weird. So it's cool. But yeah, a lot of these really old, like out of print, hard to find books, you can find them, but they're going to cost you a colon and a cooter. Oh man, fun. Yeah, for sure. Hello, Sunseed. Welcome. Yeah, Brianna's laughing at my silliness. Okay. I think we have, right, that is new, right? I get air sign and earth sign from you. Yep. Yeah, exactly. Well, if we want to count my sun sign, that really is fire per Vedic and Babylonian astrology, or earth, if we want to go with the Western placement. But I would be a Virgo ascendant, which is earth for Hellenistic / sidereal astrology, and Libra ascendant, which is air for Hellenistic and, wait, let me see. No. Libra ascendant, which is air for Western and sidereal astrology. There we go. Um, that fire might be there. Yeah, and it's funny because everybody's like, "Oh, you have red hair. You must have a fiery temper." And I never did. I just never like I would internalize my anger a lot as a kid, which I think is probably worse than than just letting it all hang out. But there was one time in school that I lost my shit. I lost it in class. And wow, my teacher was like, "Holy cow." But so there was this guy that I liked, and I'm not going to name names because people that I went to whatever with school with sometimes will pop in here and watch things. But anyway, I had a crush on him for I don't know at least 6 months at this point. Wasn't one of my strongest crushes ever, but I was in the zone of this crush, and he was in my class, and my sister was dating this other guy that was in this class, and my sister was also in this class. It was an elective, so I was a junior, my sister was a freshman. This guy I liked was a sophomore, and the boy my sister was dating was a freshman. So my sister and this boy, I almost said his name, were freshmen, and then the guy I liked was a year younger than me, and then me a junior. Well, anyway, we were all in the same class, and I was just really mad because this boy I liked was flirting with my sister, even though her boyfriend's in this class, and I'm just like kind of getting like annoyed. So I stopped talking to them and just kind of like trying to do my work and just, whatever. It was a geography class, so just like world geography. So boring elective. It wasn't even like that you had to take this history class, but as your regular history credits. But anyway, so he's like calling me the B word, and he kept like catching my hair between like the metal like ring up at the back of my seat and the like edge of his front of his desk. And like I finally like scooted forward so much that like I had nowhere else to go, and he kept doing that. So like parted my hair and like brought it all forward. And he was just like, call me the B word over and over, like just whispering it like under his breath. And we sat at the way back of the class. So it's not like the teacher heard him anyway, but he didn't want everyone around us to hear. And he'd been doing this for like probably over half the class, just annoying me. And I was so mad. And I just stood up. I'm like, what the F is your problem? But I said the actual word. And it just like, cause it was quiet. We had like work time, and like everybody jumped like, freaking like, oh my God, what's happening? And the teacher's like, man, you must be having a good hair day. Why don't you go sit out in the hall and cool off for a little bit? And I was like teacher's pet all the time. I never got in trouble. But yeah, I was over it. And then later that night, we were at this other mutual friend that was not in this class. We were over at his house, and my sister, of course, came along too. Her and I were a very love-hate, mostly hate relationship in our teens. But she just came along for the ride and was always like flirting and like trying to piss me off, fun things little sisters do. She tried to act like she was the older sister, at the time. Like we've talked about all this. Like she gets it. I get it. We all get it. But anyway, so we were about ready to leave, and I was going to drop the guy I liked off at home. And of course, my sister was riding with me, but we were all kind of leaning against my car, like hanging out and talking before we leave. And my sister's like, hey, so-and-so, do you want to go out with me? To the guy I liked, right? The guy I liked. And she's already dating this other guy that's in our class, right? And I'm like, this is a joke. No way. And so he goes, yeah. He like looks at me like, yeah, like I'm gonna piss her off, like, yeah. And I was like, okay, I see now. So like I was really mad because I'm like, I like him, and I'm pretty sure he knows I like him, but like this is what we're gonna do. This is how we're playing this. Okay. So I just like was sad and like drove him home. Didn't talk to my sister the rest of the night. Went to my room and cried myself to sleep. You know how that goes. It's your teenager years. And yeah, so like in class the next day. So my sister's sitting here, I'm here, the guy I like's here, and then my sister's boyfriend at the time was over behind here. So she's talking through me to talk to her boyfriend, like, hey, we're breaking up. I'm dating him now. The guy that sits next to you. Which it's weird because these two boys could not further from each other as far as like weight and height, and like the guy I liked was like a football player, like bigger guy. He wasn't popular so much, but he was like a bigger dude. I like a bigger dude. I don't know. I married a bigger dude. I like it. But my sister's so not that way. She wants like abs and like stylish clothes and stuff. And that was so not the guy that I liked. But anyway, yeah, I held back. I restrained. But again, internalizing that anger, I just let it simmer and stew. And Yeah, fun times, fun times. But they broke up like less than a week later, and then kept asking me out over and over and over. He goes, "I only said yes to her to make you jealous," and I'm like, "Well, I'm not gonna ever get into a relationship with a guy that's gonna just want to make me jealous." And then, so this was in 1998, going into early 99. It was like that winter time, that winter season. Yeah, screw those games. I am so not here for that. You either like me or you don't. Cut and dry. Like, cut and dry for me. It's a hard no for me with the games and the head games, and no, no, not playing any of that. But it's funny because, like I said, 98 going into 99 winter season, and I was in high school wrestling with him. Yeah, she was a freshman. She was a freshman. But she was a popular girl, and I was kind of the girl like that would float between different groups. Like, I wouldn't be afraid to like talk to the kids that people deem like the nerds or the weirdos or whatever. But yet I was in dance squad and cheerleading, so I was also friends with the popular kids. But I was like a floater between lots of groups because I just didn't see the point in segregating and separating everybody, because I liked everybody or I didn't. But I didn't have to, like, just because I'm in this group, I can't talk to you. I can't talk to you. Like, I wasn't going to even play that game. So I was kind of I don't even know what in high school, but I think most people didn't have a problem with me, hopefully. But yeah, so she was all popular. So I think he just saw, oh, well, I'll date the popular freshman girl and make her jealous all at the same time. And didn't work, because as of, well, in 2002, which was 2 years after I graduated, a year after this guy that I liked, that my sister started dating for like 2 weeks, graduated also. And he was actually living in the upstairs part of this house slash basement apartment situation that another friend of mine was renting the basement, and then this guy was renting the upstairs. And that whole summer, I came back home from where I'm living now and worked at home in my hometown. And that whole summer, he was just like, "We should go out. I really messed up. I'm so sorry. Like, I was such an immature brat." And I'm like, "Yeah, you were. And I don't like you like that anymore. So that ship has sailed." Yeah, it's been hard for me to befriend women as well. Especially like some of the girls in the more popular groups at school. Like, looking back on some of the conversation I had with this one specific girl, I know she was mocking me like right to my face, like trying to pretend she's my friend, but like in an over the top way. And then how they'd all laugh. I thought they were laughing with me, not at me, but then, you know how that goes. You know how that goes. But I've always had this really weird connection with girls, that either felt intimidated or triggered by me for some reason, probably Pluto on the ascendant, but I also have Venus in the sixth house. So a lot of females just have animosity against me for just me showing up as me. And I've craved for so long those like deep female connections that I just really never got. I had a best friend from second grade through about freshman year, but we kind of went our separate ways for a bit. I mean, she's still in my wedding, and like we still talk, and we're gonna go to a concert together this summer. But like things just didn't. I don't know. Things just we kind of went our separate ways, just for we're just interested in different things. But yeah, yeah. So it's hard for me to befriend women my whole life unless they are healed. Right, right. And it's much easier for me now. Like some of the women I've met, like in my spiritual like groups, and just a couple local ladies, I'm just like, this is what friendships are meant to look like. Like, this is healthy, healed. No one's in competition. We're all like rooting for the other. Just because you succeed doesn't mean I fail, kind of vibe. Like, it's good. Yeah, I know. And I think that's just such a deep, like programmed in wound, even from like way back, where, you know, these sisters and friends that feel like sisters would tell on each other, and one to get burned at the stake and the other one gets praised in the community. Like, I think these wounds go back so deep and so far, and past life, and just like this almost ingrained in our DNA at this point. And it's so hard. Yeah, the first year I can say I'm making true friends because I'm healed. There you go. Yeah, and you're 30. Yeah, and that's about the year, well, it's about 30, 28, 29, 30. Yesterday was actually my 12-year friendiversary with my like best friend here in town. Like, we met online of all like this national photography Facebook group, and someone was just asking where's everybody from, and I said, Missoula, Montana, and this lady messaged me. She goes, "This might sound weird, but do you like want to get coffee or something? I live in your town, and it would be cool to talk about photography." And like, that first day we met and hung out, it was like we were together for like 6 hours. I had my little he was just had just turned 1-year-old son at the time, Boston, and we hung out at this coffee shop for a while, then we went to a park, and we were just hanging out and talking, and it's funny because she's only 2 years younger than my mom, so she's older. So she'd done her healing, she'd been through her paces with a lot of female friendships, and I was just looking for, that sisterly love that I never really got from, here and there I'd get it, but people just at the younger age of 20 whatever would go their separate ways, people moving across country or what have you. And you just, even back then it was kind of hard to just keep up with everybody's everyday life. Oh, you gotta head out, a draw would be great, insert password here. But if that doesn't work, no worries. Oh yes, let's do it now. Okay, so for today's pick a card, or it's not really pick a card, but pick a pile, and we'll do the first 20 people who say yes, they want to participate. So you will have to say Mermaid Oracle, or Oracle of the Mermaids. Oracle of the Mermaids for option 1. I'll pull a card for you out of this deck. Option 2 is the Cosmic Dancer Oracle. Mermaids or Oracle or Cosmic Dancer. Mermaids, Cosmic Dancer. Mermaids, Cosmic Dancer. Aw, thank you so much, Jamie. You're so sweet. Yeah, and if you like them both, you're just going to have to do your own tiebreaker. And we're going to take the first 20 people who want what they want. That's how we're going to do it. All right. So let's see. We have... All right. So 2, 3. I think the one... Was that Mermaid? I think. Yes. Okay. So let's start for Linda with the Mermaid Oracle. What does Linda need to know? Woo! It flew right out. So water flight, heaviness lifts, burdens are cast away, and weightlessness. I love it. Water flight, and the number is 14, which adds up to a 5. So changes are coming, and the heaviness is lifting, the burdens are casting away, but this is as a result of you taking action and making certain changes in the lives of you, your family, your friends. This doesn't just feel like your energy, but like kind of the people around you. Big changes. Burdens are lifting. Awesome, Linda. Great message to get. I want one. I want that message. Nikki, let's get Nikki one from the Cosmic Dancer. All right, what does Nikki need to know in alignment with her true spirit? And we have here retreat and recharge. And we have kind of a crescent moon going on here, which I think let's see. I think this is a growing moon. I think our moon is about back to new moon, or it will be soon again. So we're kind of in a waning crescent. I think this looks more like a waxing crescent. So I would say the next 2 weeks or so for you, Nikki, it might just be about retreating and recharging as much as you can. I know things be busy out here, and my life, I recharge and, refuel and retreat as much as I can, but it's a lot less than other times of the year because spring, we got 4 sports going. Basketball ends tonight. Fingers crossed they'll win a game. They haven't won a game yet this season, and it makes me so sad, but they're the only team with straight up just 7th graders. There are like 2 or 3 teams of the 7, I think there's 7, that are like all or mostly 8th graders, and then there's a few teams that have a good mix of 7th and 8th graders, but we only have 7th graders, and it shows that like jump in hormones and size between 7th and 8th grade is super noticeable when our little guys are playing these like stacked, almost high school looking boys. I'm like, whoa. But yes, busyness it's even in the midst of busyness, Nikki, it's time to just find times to recharge and retreat. All right. Next, Mermaid for Michelle. Mermaid for Michelle. What does Michelle need to know in alignment with her true spirit? Boom. Sanctuary. Kind of similar message from 2 different decks here for 2 different lovely ladies. So we have privacy, inviolate personal space, respected boundaries, and taboos. So this is about even respecting your own boundaries. Similar to what I'm doing right now. Like even the stipulation to get in on this free 1-card poll is I'm limiting it to the first 20 people today. Where me before, would just keep going and going and going until we ran out of people with the password, right? So this is about you sticking to your guns and making sure you're keeping up with the boundaries that you have set, and even the boundaries that just like with other people that you know that, well, if I ask this, it might cross their boundary. And just being very mindful of other people's boundaries as well, but mostly for yourself, Michelle. All right, Sun Seas, I think number 1 meant mermaid, since that's the first one I showed you guys. So let's get into a mermaid oracle for Sun Seas. Sun Seas need to know in alignment with the true spirit. We have honor the masculine, respecting men, embracing the masculine divine. And of course, we all have that masculine energy within us as well, if you identify as female. But we have the number 10, which is about a new beginning, busting through. And also honoring the masculine is about time to take some action. That is the more masculine, energetic side of us. All people is to take that action, pound pavement, get yourself out there, whatever that looks like specifically for you, Sun Seas. You're finally taking action on something. All right. So Cosmic Dancer for DW. Let's get it. For DW. What does DW need to know? Alignment with their true spirit. And we have here collaborate. Very 3 of Cups energy here. So you might be in collaboration with some other lovely ladies or like-minded people. This doesn't mean that you have to have some sort of project or anything, but if you have a project you're wanting to get off the ground, it might be like a collaborative or group effort of some sort. But if you're just like, kind of like we were talking about earlier, just like finding a tribe of close friends that, they're not going to crap on you. They have your best interests at heart. This is letting you know that this Sun Seas is on the way for you. A tribe of people, specifically female. I'm seeing a lot of feminine energy here, but if they are males, they show up in a more sensitive and vulnerable way than just your average, bodybuilder type, stereotypical like macho guy. If this is like a group, like a family unit, this is a strengthening of a family unit as well. But, coming together, finding ways, like creative solutions to any issues or problems or obstacles that are standing in your way, or, you're all coming together to serve the common good in some way. All right. Cosmic Dancer for Jamie. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're at number 6. Oops, and my chat jumped. I'm trying to keep the score or the count as we go. So Jamie is number 6. Cosmic Dancer in alignment with Jamie's true spirit. What does she need to know? And it's right here. Honor the cycles. Specifically, the biggest cycle most females are dealing with is the menstrual cycle or the female cycle, hormonal cycles, different ups and downs of the hormonal cycle. And even with like an exercise program or routine, it's best to, hit it real hard, maybe those first 2 weeks of your cycle, and then the last 2, like post-ovulation time of your cycle, to maybe just exercise like every other day. I don't know if this is something that's kind of been in your awareness, specifically with the maybe solar plexus, sacral chakra, maybe even moving toward the heart. So like that kind of gut energy. And honoring the cycles even, and I know this sounds gross, but like parasites will lay their eggs around the full moon and are like, what's the word? Like breeding around the times of the new moon. So if you're looking to do any kind of parasite cleanse or even just like system cleanse, honoring the times of the cycle for that would really benefit you more than just, just starting at a random date. But if you're intuitively led to start anything on a random day, follow that intuition above all and any cycles, because like we've been talking about with this moon here, we're looking to take our sovereignty back from any power the moon has over us. So just so you know. But those parasites are most likely working well under the operation of the moon cycles for sure. All right. And just a hot tip. Everyone's got parasites. This whole realm is consisting of parasitic feeding ground, like all of it, down to like the microcosm and the macrocosm, the whole thing. So we can do our best to just clear our body of any parasites. And don't feel like if you clear parasites, you're going to like be bad off or something, because the exact example or description of a parasite is something that feeds off of you without giving you anything in return. But if it's more like a symbiotic relationship, that's different than a parasitic relationship. And it could even be a parasitic friendship relationship that you're just looking to cleanse and clear. All right. So we're on number 7 with Brandy Lynn. She decided mermaids. All right. Brandy Lynn, in alignment with her true spirit, what does she need to know? The return of Aphrodite, temple And birth of the goddess, guidance, goddess energy, treating as sacred. I love it. I love, obviously it's mermaid vibes, but look, she's got human legs in the water. So this is like a cleansing, a clearing, just birth of that divine feminine type of energy. And this could even be something you're doing with your writing. We have the number 13, which is the feminine number as well. It's the death and rebirth number as well. So it's like womb energy and sacral energy. So a lot of creativity flowing in. And maybe even if you know more about the like the myths and stuff of Aphrodite, those themes can give you additional guidance today. All right. Cosmic Dancer for Jessica Lynn. We're going to switch decks here. All right. Cosmic Dancer. What does Jessica Lynn, and this we're on number 8. Jessica Lynn need to know in alignment with her true spirit. And we have here tap into primal power. So this is like that animalistic kind of just not thinking about it, but just going with your instinctual, like physical kind of fight or flight kind of tuning in without even thinking. You're acting on something. And this does not feel like you overreacting to something someone says. It doesn't feel like that, but this is just trusting your instincts to do what's best for you or what's in alignment for you. It's like just this deep inner knowing that just rises to the surface before your brain even has a chance to get involved. So there might be some sort of choice or action you need to take without even thinking. And what I'm seeing right now is like, you have your glass on the edge of a table or something, and you're talking with your hands like I do all the time. Kung Fu. I don't think that was real Kung Fu. That was just me making it up. But, you accidentally knock it off. And without even like registering that this glass is going to break and then you're going to have glass all over and then you got to go clean it up. You're just reacting. You're just grabbing it before it hits the ground. Like that's what we're talking about here, is just making that just gut reaction, gut instinct, just move, do it. Think later, do it now kind of thing. So there might be something you're just acting on instinct, and trust that. Trust your instincts. All right. So that was number 8. And Sunseas, she did clarify that was mermaids. Cool. So we won't count that one. We already did hers. Mermaid. So number 9, mermaid for Brianna. Brianna. Oh, you're so welcome, Linda. Absolutely. For Brianna, in alignment with her true spirit, what does she need to know? Beauty, grace, loveliness, integrity of form and spirit. And I love the high contrast of the dark hair, the pale skin. So you might be doing things in very stark contrast, or wearing a lot of like starkly contrasting colors, or just really attracted to like decor that's like stark contrast, like black and whites, or just like pastels meet jewel tones kind of vibe. But we have the number 1 here, which is a new beginning. So you're embracing this new beginning that's really tuning into the more spiritual, the more feminine, specifically divine feminine, and just finding beauty in things that are not your typical trend-setting beauty standards, but finding that, that random birthmark or that stretch mark, or, one eye is slightly smaller than the other, like what I got going on. Like it's hard to see kind of here, but when I was a little kid, you could really tell, like I had a lazy eye a little bit. And of course, when I'm tired, you can tell a little more, but instead of seeing that as like a flaw, I now see it as like, wow, that's so uniquely me. Not to say other people don't have, that going on, but it looks different on me than it looks on them, than it looks on someone else. And just learning to embrace these little flaws or, perceived imperfections that just make us who we are, and embracing that as ultimately the ultimate beauty standard is to look unique and be unique, uniquely you, whatever that looks like. Even if you feel like, well, I look like everyone else, well, then rock it to the best of your ability, because that's who you are. But if you, have red hair, or, really light blue eyes, or heterochromia, 2 different colored eyes, or, and not just things we can see on the outside, but also those quirks about you on the inside. ADHD, autism, like what I've got going on over here, and actually just embracing that as beauty. So you're finding beauty in the things that maybe once annoyed you about yourself, or even others, or, just in the world at large. You're finding beauty in just like, this is just a personal example. Let me throw it out here. But just seeing even a lot of like celebrities who I know are like 10 to 15, even some of them 20 years younger than me, that you can already tell they've had all this work done in their face. And it's not aging well, because it's one of those things that once you kind of start on that path of fillers and, facelifts and all this, you kind of just have to keep going on that path, or it's going to show. It's definitely going to show. But then I look around. There are a few people that you can just tell, like it's a distinct look. I don't know how to explain it, but like a lot of like baseball moms and stuff that I know are, you know, a few years older than me, about my age, maybe a few years younger. And you can tell the difference between those that are just kind of aging gracefully, and they don't look old, they don't look bad, they look amazing, they look beautiful. And I'm choosing to age gracefully. I'm not going to ever inject or pump anything into my face ever. I just choose no. Nope. But then there are other moms that are like, you know, doing it up, and it's like, are they doing this because they genuinely feel they look better this way, or are they following trends? So there's like a big conversation we could have about that. And I'm not saying these ladies are wrong and I'm right, or I'm right and they're wrong. I'm not saying any of this. Did I say that? I meant and vice versa. So like, yes, I could be completely wrong, but that's just what I choose for me. And I see, you know, a lot of other ladies in my, you know, kind of age range in the, you know, early 40s that are just like, yeah, I'm never going to do that. I want to look like my family when I'm older. I don't want to look like, you know, who knows what. Yeah, I like, you know, it's like I got these little grumpy face, like they're not like wrinkles. They just like the way my mouth line is. That's my grandma. My grandma had that. And she's passed away in 2020. And like every time I notice that, I think of her, and it makes me happy because I kind of look like her in a way. And it's like a badge of honor, not, oh, well, better Botox that. Like, again, no judgment, but I don't know. I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it for myself. I just want to be who I am, you know? And I went on a little long for that, but I think that was almost like a collective message for some of us. Like, even if we do feel like we want to look like everyone else, why? Is that actually our inner voice, our direct spirit talking to us to want us to look like everybody else? Or is this a subliminal or subconscious program so that we aren't ostracized or we're not laughed at or whatever? And I'm also currently reading this book series by, and I read the first 2 books years and years and years ago, waiting on that 3rd and 4th book to come out, and then they finally did, and I never returned to the series, so I'm starting all over. It's by Scott Westerfield, and it's called The Uglies, The Pretties, The Specials, and The Extras, I think are the book's names. But yeah, it does deal with, there's this whole like kind of post-dystopian society of what they call the pretties. Everybody has to get this operation to fit this mold. Like your cheekbones have to be this high, and your eyes have to be this wide, and your hips have to be, you know, whatever. Everybody has to fit the same beauty standard. And yeah, and all the like the positives of that and the negatives of that. And it's really gotten me thinking as well, which is really cool and fun. All right, that was number 9. Sorry, I took a little tangent, but we're gonna keep going. Oh, it makes a lot of sense for you. You're just feeling burned out lately. Yeah, that's good. Not that you're burned out, but that you're becoming aware that, yeah, it's time to retreat and recharge. I think that was your card, if I remember correctly. All right, let's see. Who else? That was number 9, right? I got to make sure. I don't want to skip anybody here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yes, that was 9. So we're moving on to slot number 10, which is, yes, you're so welcome, Sensi. Slot 10, Cosmic Dancer for Maminka. Oh, I better get the right deck. Cosmic Dancer. Maminka. In alignment with Maminka's true spirit, what does she need to know? We have be present, be in the present moment. We have the number 23. So there might be something you're changing, 2 + 3 is 5, big changes, but there's also some conflict and chaos associated with the number 5. But there's some changes you're making to allow yourself to be more present. And I don't know what's with all the dang personal examples today, but since it just came into my awareness, I'll say it. One of my personal kind of quests for kind of going into summertime, once things kind of die down with sports, is just to be more present, to step away from watching YouTube videos and consuming content online and even counting my steps with my phone. Like, I'm stepping away so that I can regain a lot of this time, this just kind of, I won't call it useless time. I don't think any time is truly wasted, but just to gain more time in my day to actually organize my chaos of my home and my own energy, and to spend time, like one-on-one time with my kids and stuff like this. So maybe you are doing a similar thing here, Maminka, where you're just wanting to pull back from your online life, or if you live a very extroverted life or you're working a lot, to kind of pull back and balance that energy with the counter opposite. All right. That was number 10. Let's get into number 11. Florence with Cosmic Dancer as well. What does Florence need to know in alignment with her true spirit? Number 11, meaning spot number 11. We're only doing 20 spots today. So apologies for those of you that are just joining us. There's probably already 20 people have claimed a spot here. Find your motivation for Florence and number 11. So you're finding motivation, and we've got the Archer here, which is very Sagittarius vibes. But for some reason, I'm also getting very Aquarius energy from this card. I don't know why. So it's almost like Sagittarius, Aquarius, wherever those houses fall in your chart, whatever planets are in those houses, even if they are empty houses, you can take Uranus or the older ruler Saturn for the Aquarius. And Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter. And find where those planets are in your chart, or where they're transiting right now. In sidereal astrology, I can't remember if Jupiter just went into Taurus or if it's about to go into Taurus, but very soon or recently has gone into or will go into Taurus. I know it's been there for a hot minute per Western astrology. But if you actually look up at the sky and see, Jupiter is a big, bright light in the sky. You can easily pick Jupiter out in the night sky. But see where Jupiter, I don't know why that seems so important to me for you, Florence, but find where Jupiter is in your chart, natally, and then also where it's transiting, which would be, you know, Western Taurus. I think it's, no, I'm lying. It might still be in Taurus. Yeah, if it's just now going in, that would still be in Taurus for both now, for both. So yeah, Taurus, it's in the constellation of Taurus. But if you look into the sky, you can see it's very clearly early in the constellation of Taurus, not almost into Gemini yet. All right. So that was for Florence. That was number 11. Number 12, lucky number 12 is one of your eyes is like that from a childhood injury. I hide it with contrasting eyeliners. There you go. Maybe you're just learning to embrace it because it does make you unique, you know? Oh my God, I've been wanting to start tracking my cycle. I was planning to start my... Okay, there you go. Boom. Validation, confirmation. There it is. That's so wild you said this. Thank you so much. Oh, you're so welcome. Well, we still have... Yes, anybody looking to get a card, we still have 8 spots available. So you can pick from pile 1, which is the Mermaid Oracle. So just write Mermaid. Or pile 2, which would be Cosmic Dancer. So Mermaid, Dancer. Mermaid, Dancer. Which one do you want? Pick one. It's up to you. Which one do you want? It's interesting because normally we have more than 20 people here ready for a reading. But I think I took too long. We're already 48 minutes into the live stream, so that's probably why everybody's like, oh, she's still yakking. I'll either come back later. I don't care anymore. You're so welcome. Absolutely. Oh, your Firefox decided to update when you asked us to post what deck, Cosmic Oracle. Yeah, so Mermaid is option 1. So just write Mermaid or Cosmic Dancer, and that will let me know you want a card from either this deck, Mermaid Oracle, or Cosmic Dancer Oracle. So, but if we've run out of people and no one wants reading, we'll just move into our giveaway because I don't think we have any donations today. Let me just double check though. Boom, boom, boom. Nope. We're caught up. Cosmic Dancer. All right, let's get into it. Let me take a quick drink of water. Hydration is so important right now. I don't know what it is. I can just not get enough water, but then there will be like hours in the day that I realize I haven't drank a drop. That's probably why. And it's funny, I have an email here from Shields, which is like a sporting and clothing and shoes. They sell all that type of stuff. It has like the wave emoji. Find your summer fun. I don't know if that's a message for someone to hydrate and find your summer fun. All right. So let's get a Cosmic Dancer message for Julie's video. What does she need to know? In alignment with her true spirit, what message does Julie need to know? We have communicate with spirit. Ooh, and the number 28. So there's a 10. That adds up to a 10. 2 plus 8 is 10. And this is about, a new beginning. So you're finding new ways to communicate with spirit. So this could be strengthening of old ways that you've always communicated with spirit, or you're just finding completely new routes, or, not literal roads to spirit, but, energetic roads back to spirit. And connecting to your own spirit specifically is really what I'm feeling with this card. And forgive me, I do have some dirt under the fingernails. Even through my gardening gloves, the dirt still gets in. So I try to get it out, but I still have a long ways to go out in my garden area. I haven't planted anything. I'm still just clearing stuff from last year. And you'd think, wow, it's May 3rd, Amanda, get with it. The planting season is well underway. Not so much around here. We still get pretty darn cold at night. So yeah, we have very short growing seasons up here in the north. So yes, I'm getting to it very slowly but surely. All right. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the donation. Yeah, in New Hampshire. Yeah, they're more north as well, mountainous. I know part of New Hampshire has mountains because Dr. Lupo sometimes lives in New Hampshire. That's the only way I know that New Hampshire has mountains. If that's what NH is standing for. As far as the states go, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Yeah, we've got mountains here too. I mean, I'm living in kind of a valley where I'm at, but those are like not even mountains, if you ask me. Because we also have the Rocky Mountains, which I don't think we can see them from my window. But they're, yeah, I think you can. Kind of these. Oh gosh. I'm scratching my thing. This range here is part of the Rocky Mountains. Yes. Interesting with all the astrology coming up. Thank you. Oh, you're so welcome. Absolutely. Absolutely. Anyone else? Anyone else? All right. So, I live in the White Mountains of New Hampshire. Oh, cool. That's awesome. And I don't know, I know the Appalachian Mountains go somewhere mid to east coast somewhere. Again, I wasn't learning anything during that geography class that boy was annoying me, and my sister asked him out and all the fun things from earlier. Apparently I didn't pay as much of attention. I got an A in there, but I don't remember. I had a chance to move to Montana. Love Montana. It makes me want to put on a blue dress and dance in a field. Yeah, and we've had a very cold and rainy springtime, but we need it. We did not get a very good winter. It was a mild winter, to say the least. We even had a day it was like 59 degrees in like February, and in a couple like that in January that were just like almost like summertime in the winter. It was so weird. And we barely had any snow. And usually when that's the case, we've got a really dry summer and there's fires everywhere. So that's, fingers crossed the fires aren't bad this year, but we need that precipitation coming in hot. All right. Anyone else? Anyone else? Last call. Last call. All right. So I guess we will get into our giveaway and our drawing. Of course, the drawing comes after the giveaway portion, but we're going to pull a tarot card. So if you're so welcome, Maminka. Thank you for your kind comment there. And thank you so much for the donation, Julie's video. That's so sweet. So all you have to do, if you're new here for the giveaway / drawing portion, what you need to do is guess or use your intuition, however it is you come to the conclusion, what tarot card did I just pull from the deck? And I have to remember, because this deck uses, let's see, I'm put the card down. So we have bells, vials, tomes, and what's the other suit? Is it candles or something like that? Vials, tomes, magician. Oh, well, it's not the magician card. Candles, yes. Okay. Yeah. And bells. And okay, so candles are fire, bells are air, vials are cups, and tomes are pentacles. But you just go ahead and figure out the standard, Ace of Cups or whatever, and I will do the translation for you. You don't have to remember what those are. I'm just saying that this uses different suits, I guess, for the elements. Oh, one of your aunties and cousins lives in Montana. Oh, that's so cool. Yeah, I love it here. I love it here so much. Love it, love it. Yeah, my mom was born and raised here. My grandma was born and raised here. I was raised here. I was actually technically born in Idaho, though. But that's where my dad has lived my whole life. Idaho. Idaho? No, Idaho. Idaho potatoes. I love potatoes. All right, I'm not seeing it yet, so I'm going to narrow it down. It is in the bells, aka swords suit. So ace through king of swords, somewhere in there. Go ahead and shout it out. I'm going to just double, triple check we didn't have anyone guess what it was. So if you've already guessed a swords or saw someone else guess a swords, that's not it, because I would have said you won if it was. But I'm just triple checking we didn't have a sword come through. Okay, we're good. All right, now we're having some swords come through. All right, what is it? I'll hold it up so you can really focus in on it. What is it? Linda's wanting it. She's going for it. All right. We're going to get it. We're going to get it. We're getting there. Closer, closer. Getting warmer, getting warmer. Only a few options left at this point. What is it? Try to see what it looks like in your mind's eye. The Knight of Swords. Suncease, you have got yourself a win. Or Explorer of Bells, as it's called in this deck. The pages are called, oh gosh, not that it matters, but yeah, even the court cards are called something different. Like the Mystic is King, the Creator is Queen, the Explorer is Knight, and I'm forgetting what the page is called. Might be like Child or something like that. I can't remember. Dreamer. So this would be the Page of Wands in this deck. It takes my brain a second to like do the conversion, but there it is. But yes, Suncease, go ahead and post a question. We're going to get right into it for you. And everybody that wants to be entered into today's drawing, go ahead and get your, put a 611. Put the number 611 in the chat. Yes, because we just had 6 people. I saw 2 people just leave, so I guess they're not getting their name in the hat. So 611, that lets me know you want me to write your name down, and we'll put it in the pouch, and we'll draw a new name, a new winner. So Linda H. And my thing is slipping. I'll show you the names as I put them in the pouch like I do. Okay. Julie's video. All right. And we have Andrea 54 Hector. Welcome, welcome. I haven't seen you in a minute. I hope you're doing well. And we also have Maminka Madors. I hope I'm saying that correctly. Maminka. Spell it right. I will spell it right. And my pen keeps slipping. And I think that's it. But if anyone else joins us and is asking for a card pull before we're done, we'll do that. We'll honor that. And also if they put a 611 in the chat, we'll also enter them into the drawing. But they may be too late to win today because we're about to get these names in. Last call. Put a 611 in the chat to be entered into today's drawing. We have Maminka going in to look at all those names in there. It doesn't look like that many, but like, oh, we got someone sticking here. I haven't even entered it. We're all the way up to here in the middle, and on the side, we're down to here. So it's kind of doing this move. We got a lot of names in here. Hard to tell, but it's a lot. A lot going on in here. Good chances to win if you've got a name in here. We have Andrea 54 Hector going in. We've got Julie's video going in. And last but not least, Linda H going in. I'm going to really mix it up. Oh, someone already flipped out, so I guess that's what it's going to be today. The Real Big John Trucking, which he just goes by John as a name now. And this is from a long time ago. So he won. Very quick, short and sweet, to the point. So, Suncease, you have won our giveaway portion. So go ahead and post a question and we will get into that for you. And I will also pull a card or two, and I will do that right now for John. I'm just write John. And we're right at 1 hour and 11 seconds. 1 hour, wasn't it? Yeah, 11 seconds. Okay, so you won the drawing, John. And look, it's from way back when you had this as your username or your profile name or whatever it's called. But let's pull you some cards to see what John needs to know right now. What does John need to know? John, we have the Chariot. So you're making a choice, maybe even taking a trip. Whatever decision you make in regards to whatever this is, you're going to make the right choice and it will lead to success. And we also have the 8 of Candles or 8 of Wands. So definitely some travel here. Whether it's short distance or long, I guess remains to be seen. But yeah, you're on the move. And if this isn't literal travel, you're like energetically or spiritually traveling or leveling up in some way. Like this is big energy. This is not just a ho-hum, same crap, different day. Like this is powerful and very purposeful type of energy to actually make something happen in your life. So I love it. Let's see. Med-ers. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Good to know for future reference. Thank you. Totally not phonetic. No one gets it right? Yeah, my maiden name is Keefer, which to me, it's pronounced Kiefer. Keefer. It sounds very phonetic to me, but I can't tell you how many times people call me Amanda Kiefer. There's no I in there. I don't know where they came up with that. I'm not one of the Keiffers that I know a person with that last name. It's Keefer. It's German, and it came from the last name Kauffer, Koffer, I think. But yeah, it's German. I don't remember what it means, though. But yeah, it's very phonetically spelled and everything, and everybody. Kiefer? Oh, it is Kiefer. Okay, cool. You know, like the fermented stuff that you eat. That's how you pronounce it. Oh, fun. Med-ers. Okay, I almost want to say like meadow, like Meado, no W, but like meadors. Yeah, I guess med-ers, but that makes sense. All right, so Suncease, let's get to your question, my friend. And I already put. So the Knight of Swords is what kind of kicked off your question here, because that's the card you won the giveaway with. But thinking of moving because of my landlord, especially if I get an opportunity abroad, but I don't. Oh, but even I don't. Maybe it's time to leave. Okay. So this is a very interesting thing because I'm never on Facebook, like hardly ever. And yesterday I went on there because it was my birthday and a whole bunch of people had wished me happy birthday, and I didn't want to just leave everybody hanging. So I went in and liked everybody's or hearted everybody's comment to wish me happy birthday because I didn't want to leave everyone hanging. And I just, scrolling for just like half a second before I even got to my page, I saw this girl I went to school with was talking about how, so now that her son has graduated, like she just feels like making the world's biggest change. It just completely, like she never left our hometown after graduating and all this. And she's worked there for years and years, raised her kid through the school system, everything. And now she's just looking to get up and move and just make the biggest change. And so many people commenting on her posts were like, yes, oh my gosh, I feel the same way. And I'm like, okay, I know this person's this old. I know this person. So like certain, like Saturn return, like around age 27 through 30 is a big time people want to make big changes. Well, this gal, she's about 3 years younger than me. So that would put her, not even to that, I'm trying to remember. Yeah, I guess it would put her around her nodal return. And then this other lady I know is quite a bit, not like crazy older than maybe like 10 years older than me, and like 10 to 12 years older. And I'm like, oh, she must be in her Uranus, whatever. No, at my age, it's like Uranus square your natal Uranus. That's like another big like midlife crisis point. Stuff like this. So I'm really seeing that there might be some astrology going on for you, Sunseas, and maybe other people that are like, I just want to make this big change. And I don't know why or if I should, but like I feel like I want to or need to, or I don't know if this is the change or it's a completely different change, but I just feel like I need to change. But let's get some cards on it specifically for your energy and astrology or just whatever needs to come through for Sunseas. Thinking of moving because my landlord, especially if I get the opportunity, even if I don't, maybe it's time to leave. Yeah. Oh, you're 36, driving me the housing market. Right, right. And 36, yeah, I would say, so 8, yeah, you're right at that kind of nodal return point as well. Yeah, yeah, that would put you around there. Because every 18 years you have a nodal return. Well, 18 times 2, 36. There you go. Yes, Brandy Lynn, I'm going to honor that for you. I'll honor that for you in a moment. Okay, so we have Dreamer of Tomes. So this is the Page of Pentacles. So new beginning. Yeah, this literally could be a move. I think it would be in your best interest. But yeah, of course, the housing market out there is hard. It's not a good look for people looking to rent, people looking to buy. It's just hard out here right now. But let's just see, because it would be a great opportunity. So maybe you're finding this like hidden gem of a place where they're not asking a colon and a cooter to get in somewhere new. If you were not here earlier, I just said I changed the saying or expression. It costs an arm and a leg. I'm now saying it costs a colon and a cooter, because could we live without an arm and a leg? Sure. I'm here living without part of my finger. So like I know it can be done. I mean, yeah. Poor me. When someone loses a whole arm, like that's to next level. But I don't think a lot of people can live long term without a colon or a cooter. I don't know. At least the colon part. I don't know. So it to me is like, wow, it's really hard out here if it costs that much. And that's what it feels like to a lot of people. They're stuck or they feel stuck. But I don't see that you're stuck because we have the Magician here. So even though it looks hard out here right now, you're finding a way. And I just heard where there's a will, there's a way. And then we have the Sun on the back of the deck. So either this landlord is going to sell the place and you're going to have a different landlord, or probably more accurate and to the point would be you finding a place that's within your price range. It's a nice place. It's in a good area. The landlord doesn't suck. That feels more like what's going to actually happen. So we have here the person is like reading, looking things up. And this might be that you are seeing an ad for a new apartment complex or house for rent. Maybe even just driving around looking for rent signs in yards and stuff. But I would say do it slightly unconventional, because this is conventional, but nowadays we consider conventional if you're going to look for a new place, you're going to head online first, usually, most people these days. So it's conventional for now, but not for conventional back in the day, because that didn't exist. That option did not exist. So I see you doing it more conventional, as in a pound the pavement, get out there, see what's available, make some phone calls, ask some questions. You might just find a deal that's just not available online somehow, some way. Or you're hearing from a friend of a friend that they're moving out, but wow, they've had really great rent here and the landlord's awesome. They really hate to go, but they have to leave the town for whatever reason. Like there just might be something like that going on, to where you're not actually finding out about this place online. I know that sounds weird in today's world, because that's usually where step one for people is to just go on, realtor.com or Zillow, or I don't really know, the like different property management places in your town or something, would probably be most people's first step. But actually getting out there, or even you can even see like this is just coming to my awareness for you. And this is something I did when my friend Jessie moved here into town. She moved here, cut ties where she was, moved here with just like basically the stuff she could fit in her 4-door vehicle. And we just drove around looking at different apartments, and she just went in and talked to them and kind of got the pricing. So she didn't make any calls, or we kind of looked online to just get some ideas as far as what apartment complexes we could go to. But it's almost like you could, Sunseas, just intuitively drive around your town or the area you're looking to move, and just pop in. A lot of these, specifically with apartments, I mean, houses might be difficult if they're, empty and there's a for rent sign in the yard. But if it's like an apartment you're looking to get into, or even just like a property management. There's a lot of different, like in my town, property management places. They manage other people's rentals, like houses, condos, apartments, yeah, all sorts of stuff. And you could even just go drop into a property management and just be like, this is my budget. This is what I'm looking for. What can you do for me? And you might just get a deal somehow. Something like that. But let's just get in the last closing statement, argument, whatever Suncease needs to know about moving. But I do see that it's most likely in your best interest. And just to get the word out, put the intention out there with that magician card that you got. And somehow, some way, you're going to find a deal that really aligns with you. And then we have Tree of Life with conception. So this is like planting the seed. And if you have already spread the word to your friends and acquaintances, you've already planted the seed. So look at that. Yeah, it would have to be a small place or a room, but that's a great idea. Yeah, and then east with emergence. So you're going to be emerging in a new place east of where you're currently at. So if you can find the map of your town and look to the east, that's most likely where you're going to end up. East from where you're currently at. So, yeah. Might be a few streets over, might be east a town over, like whatever resonates. All right, so that hopefully gave you at least a bit of a start, because it almost feels to me like, yes, you're out there, you're making things happen, but it's almost like this opportunity finds you because you have said to the universe and to friends and family and people that, hey, I'm ready for this next step. I'm ready to get out from this landlord I just don't vibe with anymore, and you're going to be on your move, on your way, moving in a direction that feels more fulfilling. All right. So let's get Brandy Lynn entered into the giveaway. Sorry, drawing. I always mix those up. You know me. Such a great indication. Yay. Yeah, but I do see you being able to move sometime in the summertime. And calendar-wise, summertime starts June 20th, 19th, 20th, 21st, somewhere in there is like this summer solstice. So summertime technically starts. But I see you just when like the weather's nicer. Like I know, well, if you're anywhere near where, like in the north where I'm at, things are, you know, kind of still cold and rainy and feeling very spring-like over here. But when things feel like summertime out there, I feel it's going to be the right time that you're, but I would say plant those seeds now because you want them to sprout in the summer. That's what we're looking for here for you. All right. So we have Brandy Lynn. And Brianna. Let's enter Brianna into our giveaway. Drawing. I always mix it up. B, degree. Boom. Okay, ladies, let's get you entered. We've already drawn today's winner, but we still want to honor that. Get you in here. Brandy Lynn. Hold it up. Pop it in. And Brianna. B, degree. Entered. All right. There we have it. Mix it up. It's not going to mix very well with the zipped up because it's pretty full. We might have to upgrade that soon. All right, so I think that's it. No donations today, but I will be back here on Wednesday, and we're going to be doing a collective reading for everybody, and we'll probably do it pick a card style. I think that was so fun last Wednesday, and that just does feel like what I like to do for kind of at least the foreseeable future, instead of just me picking a deck and pulling cards from it. I think it'd be cool to do kind of two collective readings, kind of pick a card style, pile 1 or pile 2. That will be fun. I kind of miss the pick a card days, if I'm being honest. I do miss doing pick a cards. I don't miss having to sit down and then edit them and get them all prettied up. But I miss the vibe of it, you know? And if people would actually see the videos, I would not mind doing pick a cards. I love doing pick a cards. Oh, yes, I put your name in the drawing, Andrea. Yep. And if you want me to prove it to you, you can scroll back to where I'm writing out the names, and then I show the name like this, and then I put it in the pouch. I like to prove that I'm putting people's names in here. I guess that's not to say I couldn't, after the fact, go in and pick people's names out and throw them away or something, but like, I'm not going to do that. Yes, aw, you're so welcome. Thank you so much. You're so sweet. All right. Well, I think that's going to do it unless anyone had anything else. All right. Well, I got to remember to write John's timestamp down. And I will see you guys have a wonderful weekend. I plan, what are your plans? What are your plans? I plan to, well, Wrigley, my youngest, has a birthday party at 2:30 tomorrow. So I'm going to take him there, but I'm also going to be making, I have 3 candle orders I have to fulfill to have sent out that need to arrive before Mother's Day, which is a week from Sunday already. Holy cow. This year's just flying by. And I have 2 candles I also want to make for my mother-in-law for Mother's Day. And Teacher Appreciation Week is, I do believe, next week. So I want to also make Wrigley's teacher a candle. So I'm going to be candle making, stirring that fragrance oil into the lovely melted wax. I love it. I love it so much. I don't have any really pretties to show you today because I doled them all out last week. I did those candles for the White Elephant Exchange and some for my sister and some for my cousin. So I don't have any pretties to show you. But I do have Brandy Lynn. I made the little pieces for yours, Brandy Lynn, but I did not get them on the candle itself yet. But your candle, when you get it, I poured that one when I poured my cousin Tanya's candle because it was the same scent. I used the same scent that we agreed on for hers, because I loved it so much. I'm like, yeah, she'll like this too. So yours is ready. I just need to put all the pretties on top. And of course, we can work out the details where I need to send that for you. And then also your reversal candle as well. We'll send you out a reversal candle. Yeah, I'm thinking of making a health reversal candle for my mom. But it looks like, oh, she just texted. Wow, that's so weird. Because she texted about asking for a referral because of her high blood sugars and stuff. I've been worried about her. Because it's not right. It's not right to have those high blood sugars like that for extended time. And her doctor in her little town where she lives was just like, and this was at the middle part of April, was like, well, just try this. Well, no, it was before this. She's like, just try this new drug that we're pairing with your regular diabetes drug out for a month. Well, that month came and went, and her blood sugars are still completely out of control. And they're like, well, let's just give it another month. Well, my thought is, but not another month, but till her next, already put in appointment in June. And my sister, who is a nurse in the intensive care unit here at the hospital in my town, is like, no. And I'm intuitively like, no. Having really high blood sugars, completely out of control for months and months on end, that can't be good for your body, at all. But yeah, it's been since March, I think, she's been dealing with this. I don't think so. So she's asking to be referred to someone who actually knows what they're doing for diabetes, because it's pretty clear to me that the doctor she's going to does not know what's up. And is just kind of throwing spaghetti at a wall, let's try this. Oh, well, it hasn't been long enough. Let's try it longer. No, let's get this blood sugar under control because it's scaring the crap out of your daughters. That's where I'm at. So it looks like she's asking for that referral. And I even told her, well, if you're denied that referral, walk away and go somewhere else, because it's obvious if she's not going to take your patient concerns into consideration, that's a red flag, if you ever ask me. You got to get out of bed and write, but sleep. Oh, yeah, that's right. I've been so tired. I think almost every single day this week except Tuesday, I needed to just lay down, relax, and take a bit of a nap. Whether it was at home or in the car once I got up to the school, I've just been tired. And even going to bed earlier, as early as I can, because sports all night. Oh, by the way, on Wednesday night when I'm like, yeah, they're definitely canceling it. They didn't. We got rained out. Well, we were there. The game was over. And right as we're packing up chairs and stuff, it starts just pouring rain and hail and wind. I almost fell over taking the chairs back to the car. The wind was blowing so hard. And the wind was like ice. It was so cold. Granted, it was only 40 degrees, but with the wind chill, it felt closer to 35 degrees out there, just above freezing probably. And all the little kids on the field are just like this with their hands, oh, trying to warm them up. I'm like, yeah, this isn't fun for any of us, is it? But I did get to, I didn't want to miss the game, but yet at the same time, I'm glad I got to get up and move because I had to walk Boston from those fields over to the high school he'll eventually attend and take him to this concert, which is one of, if not the best jazz band in the world, called the Airmen of Note. I think it's like a military, I'm going to assume it's Air Force if they're called airmen. And it was like a group of like jazz band ensemble. And he said he's like, that's the best concert I've ever been to. And mind you, he's been to 21 Pilots, which he loves 21 Pilots. And he said this was even better than them. So like, I'm kind of sad I missed it now, but I wanted to make sure I got to see Wrigley's game because I had to miss his game Monday because I had to be at Boston's game. So, mom guilt. And nothing really happened at the game. They got there at this age that Wrigley's at, there's a lot of walking. The kids are just learning to pitch. So there's a lot of wild balls, kids getting hit with balls, pitches going wild so that they just get a walk to the bases pretty much. I'd say maybe once every 10 to 12 batters, there might be a hit. That's it. So it's a lot of walking, but they have a 5-run rule that if you walk in 5 or you get 5 runs in an inning, then we switch, back to fielding and, the other ones get a hit. So because if they didn't have that rule, we'd just be out there in the first inning for years because it's hard to get outs when you're just walking everybody, Yeah, I was there for him, so I felt good about it. But I'm like, I wanted to maybe. There's no recording of it that I know of, but maybe I could just go on YouTube and see Airmen of Note and just watch a little snippet of something. I'm gonna look that up right now. See, there's me doing the lookup thing that I do. Airmen of Note. Let's see if they're available on. There it is. Okay. U.S. Air Force Airmen of Note. Okay, cool. So there's a lot of stuff on YouTube about it. So okay, I'll do it. And there is that argument that it's better live. Sure, I'll give you that. But at least this way, I'll get to hear something. So, and I got to attend Wrigley's game, so win-win, right? All right, you guys, I'm gonna shut up now and go get some lunch, let my dogs out, and pick up my kids. 1, maybe 2 basketball games. If they win the game, it's tournament weekend. So, if they lose, though, they're out. That's it. They haven't won a game yet, so that's probably what it's going to be. And that's okay. That's okay, because last year, Ryan, my husband, who coaches Boston's team, they were undefeated, and they won the whole thing, the whole shebang, undefeated all the way from start and all the way through the tournament. So I guess we're getting the dual side of that this year, Wheel of Fortune. We're on the low end this year, but so, hey, next year it's going to be tops again, let's hope. Or a balance of half losses, half wins. I take that because it's so disheartening to lose every game for them because they're working so hard and they're just a team of 7th graders against all these big 8th grade boys. I feel so bad for them, but they're hanging in there and they're still scoring 10, 12 points. But when these other teams are scoring 40 and 45 points, it's just you're just never gonna catch up. Oh, it's so sad for them, but at least they're learning. This is good learning. Playing better offense, playing better defense, And I'll get to be there to cheer them on. I wasn't there last weekend because I was at my family reunion, so I missed that. Well, there were 2 games last weekend. Let's fingers crossed there's 2 games. They win a game tonight and get a advance into the tournament a little bit. But yes, so happy weekend, everybody. I love you. Thanks again for hanging out. Thanks again so much for all those likes, comments, shares, subscribes, donations, and all the things. And I really, truly do hope to see each and every one of you right back here at Harmony Portal Tarot Live. All right, you guys, much love. Bye.